Welcome to JazzTime.com. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We're offered the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We would greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch from JazzTime.com once in a while. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the newest Rolex releases in 2020. This is the Oyster Perpetual in the 36 millimeter. We'll be going over the dial, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial, we actually have very unique style dials for the Oyster Perpetual. The previous model, which was the Oyster Perpetual 39, which was the 116000, of course had its own specific dial colors. I believe it had like a grape, a rhodium, and blue, and so on and so forth. But these new ones that came out for 2020, they've actually split them up into different sizes, so we don't have the 39 millimeter anymore. That's done away with. But now we have them in a 31 millimeter, a 36 millimeter, and a 41 millimeter as well. But now we have more unique style colorations for the dial itself. While the dial itself is not a sunburst style dial, it's a nice matte colored dial. So specifically this one being a yellow dial. It also comes in newer style colors, such as a turquoise dial, a sort of green dial that's not really an olive dial, it's more of a dark green dial. And also comes in a pink and the standard black dial. But the new dial colorations that it comes with is something to keep an eye out for, because the colors themselves are much more vibrant and they really bring more to the face of the watch. As you can see, this specific yellow dial isn't sold on any other Rolex watch. So this dial itself is really unique. And I also have reviews of the other color dials. You can check that out later. But for now, we're going to focus on this yellow style dial. You can see nice matte coloration throughout the whole dial, so it keeps that nice consistent color throughout at every angle. But it's also helped with the shine from the face of, from the accents of gold from the hour markers, and also from the bezel itself being a completely smoothed, high polish bezel. For the dial itself, we have index hour markers for all the hour markers from the 1 to the 11 o'clock position. The 12 o'clock position, of course, has the Rolex crown logo there, and that's made out of the 18 karat white gold. Hour and minute hands are luminous filled at the tips. You can see by these sort of little white outlines on them. For the index hour markers themselves, at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions have a double index for landmarking of the dial itself, so it's easier to read the time at a glance, and also to help with that help at night as well, because the hour, minute, and the hour markers are all luminous filled. And I actually want to show you how that luminosity looks, so I'm going to go ahead and charge that up for a second and then shut off my lights. And there we are. You can see very beautiful blue luminosity from the dial itself, so it makes it very easy to read this watch at night and during the day as well. Okay, and that luminosity is a blue luminosity, which is what Rolex has been using for their newer updates. So we're moving away from that sort of green luminosity to a very highly legible blue chromolite display, which is that blue luminescence that you saw. All right. Once again, we're going to go ahead and move on to the bezel now. As I mentioned, the bezel is just a simple domed bezel, nicely high polished to bring more shine to the face of the watch, accented by those the 18 karat white gold finishings on the hour markers and the minute and hour hand. So as that, moving on to the case now. The case is a 36 millimeter size case, as the name suggests. Oyster Perpetual 36. It's a 36 millimeter case, so from an index finger to my thumb here, that's 36 millimeters in diameter. Side profile of the watch, you can see nicely high polish on the side of the case from the 9 o'clock position. You can see it matches very nicely with the high polish on the bezel itself, and also the high polish or mirror polish on the bracelet as well. On the other side, the 9 o'clock, the 3 o'clock position, we have the nice high polish following through once more on the crown, on the case, and even on the bracelet as well. And even the profile of the watch itself, it won't actually sit too high off the wrist, so will fit under those suit cuffs just very nicely. We're moving on to the crown now. You can see the Rolex crown logo on the crown itself there, sort of underlined by a little indentation. And that marking it signifies that this watch is a twin lock double waterproofness system. It's a screw down crown. So we're going to go ahead and unwind the crown counterclockwise as shown. In the standard position is where you wind the watch. About 15 to 20 winds is all you need to get the watch started once more. And pulling the crown out to the only other position there is lets you adjust the hands bidirectionally, so you can set the time however you like. And of course that also stops the second hand. As you see, I've stopped it at the 8 o'clock position, and that allows for precise time settings such as to an atomic clock online. Pressing the crown back in, we'll start that second hand once more. And always make sure, screw the crown nice and tight in against the case, as you want to keep your watch water resistant. Specifically for this Rolex watch, you're looking at 100 meters or 330 feet. Moving on to the bracelet now. Bracelet is a sporty style bracelet, which is the Oyster bracelet in a nice brush finish for all 3-piece link. For all of the 3-piece links, you can see nice tapering from the first link all the way to the bracelet, and from that leveled out portion of the bracelet tapers back to the tapers back once more. So keeps the whole watch in proportion. I'm going to go ahead and pull back just a little bit from the camera so you can see the initial links. You can see a nice proportional view of the watch. Moving back, you can see the back of the bracelet. Once again, keep it a nice proportion from the links so it doesn't look too large, tapering down. And of course, the clasp itself is nicely brush finished. We have the Rolex logo actually embossed into the clasp itself. You can see there, so it's not like previous models where the crown actually comes up from the clasp. It's actually indented into the clasp itself. And I'm going to go ahead and open up that clasp now, so you can see this beautiful mirror finish on the clasp blades. The Rolex name embossed onto the clasp blade itself there. I'm going to zoom in so you can take a look at that beautiful Rolex logo on that clasp there. Alright, besides that, pretty standard style clasp for a Rolex watch. We're going to go ahead and move on to the movement now. Movement is housed in this oyster style case backing. You can see a nice beautiful brush finish on the very back of it, then bordered by a nice high polish. The movement itself has been updated from the previous model's movement. The previous model's movement was a 3130 movement, which is 3130 movement, which was also used in the sports piece, such as like the Submariner no date. That's the typical movement that they would use for watches without a date function, which you would see at the 3 o'clock position if this had one. So now the updated movement is the 3230. The 3230 movement has been updated from the previous model in numerous different ways, as Rolex is trying to sort of move on to more in-house made parts. It's still perpetual mechanical self-winding movement, still within Swiss specs, which they boast about the 6 o'clock position there, so the pros of Chronometer are officially certified. So that means that it's within Swiss specs of the -2 + 2 seconds a day, which typical Swiss specs is about -4 + 6 seconds a day, meaning that the watch can run slower by 6 seconds or 4 seconds, or faster by 6 seconds. But Rolex sort of ups the bar and does a double testing on their watch movements to sort of get it even down much more narrower in those error adjustments. Specifically for the updates on the 3230 is that they've changed the escapement wheel. For one, the escapement wheel is now a skeletonized escapement wheel called the Chronometer escapement, in-house made by Rolex, and it's made out of a nickel phosphorus. The nickel phosphorus helps with the blue paracomagnetic hairspring and resistance against the aiding in resistance against magnetism, as you don't want your watch to run faster. Skeletonization of the escapement wheel is helping with the reduction of inertia from the escapement wheel, which helps with energy efficiency and of course precise timekeeping. The energy efficiency is kind of key here because it ups the power reserve of the watch from a previous 48 hours to now a 70-hour power reserve, meaning you could put this watch down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Sunday evening, and it'll be keeping time just fine. The only other thing that they've changed is the shock absorbers. They used to use the Cadillac shock absorbers, which is the industry standard. Now we're looking at in-house made shock absorbers by Rolex called the Paraflex shock absorbers, which Rolex claims absorbs 50% more shocks than the industry standard. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try this watch on now. So we're going to go ahead and pop open that folding Oyster. slide that right on. You can see very easy to use and very easy to place on. And look at that very unique style yellow dial from Rolex. Like I said, you won't find this on any other model of the Rolex, only the Oyster Perpetuals now that have been released in 2020. I do have the other dial colors available for viewing on our YouTube channel, so you can check out those videos. But overall, you see, it's a very beautiful watch. As I said, unique, high polish use, mostly on the face and on the sides of the watch. Add just a little bit more shine to the face of the watch and make it a little more eye-catching. And then you have the nice brush finish on the bracelet itself. And overall, just a very unique style watch. So if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website at jazztime.com, where the lowest price is guaranteed. We're offer, and if you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.